Welcome back to Sports Talk with Britt. Today we're going to talk a little bit of NBA. Finally got a mock draft done. Before I get to the mock draft, I do want to talk about the trade with the Nets for D'Angelo Russell. I'm a big D'Angelo Russell fan. I really like D'Angelo Russell. I think he's going to be a good player. But I think what the Lakers did was a positive thing in the step to get better and get Paul George, I think. You trade away D'Angelo and Mozgov, which is $56 million owed to Mozgov, and you get a first-round pick in Brook Lopez. Clears a lot of room to get Paul George. It also gets you another pick to go try to get Paul George this year instead of having to wait. So I think it isn't going to end up being a positive, especially if we can get Paul George. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the lottery mock draft, and then I'm going to talk about where I want the Lakers to go with the 27th or 28th pick if they don't get Paul George, which I figure they'll end up at least trading one of them, but we'll talk about a few guys there. First in the draft, I think obviously we all know 76ers are going to take Markelle Fultz. That's pretty much a done deal. So I don't see any other thing happening there. It's Markelle Fultz. At 2, I think the Lakers are obviously going to take Lonzo Ball. I think that's where they're going to go. He's a 6'6" point guard. I think he's going to be a good defender. He's a really good passer. I think he can score well enough, but where the Lakers are going to need him is to be a good distributor. At 3 is where it really you can kind of debate. At 3, I have the Celtics taking Jason Tatum. I think they like Josh Jackson better, but he wouldn't work out for him, so it's kind of a problem. Or he wanted I think he wanted a promise is what it was. He wanted them to promise him that they would take him, they wouldn't. So I think they're going to back off and take Jason Tatum. My personal opinion is I think they'll try to trade back. I think that the Celtics are going to try to trade back, get more picks, because that's what Danny Ainge has done in the past. At 4, I think the Suns are going to end up taking Josh Jackson. I just think there's been rumors of him taking a point guard, but I think he's too good to pass up. He's too good of a player for them to pass up. I mean, it makes sense that De'Aaron Fox would go there, but they got Eric Bledsoe. They still have, they had Ulyss. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I think they're going to take Josh Jackson. I just think it's too good. At 5, I have Sacramento taking De'Aaron Fox. I think they need point guard help. He's the best point guard available at that time. So I think that they're going to go with De'Aaron Fox and get some help for Buddy Hield. Being an OU fan, obviously I like Buddy Hield. I think they need point guard help. They got enough bigs, so that's the next step. At 6, I have the Magic taking Jonathan Isaac. I think the Magic are looking for a star. I think they're looking for someone to hand the reins to, and I think Jonathan Isaac can be that guy. I think he'll come in immediately and be a 3-and-D guy at 6'10" as small forward. They got him. A lot of people list him as a power forward. He's a small forward. I think he immediately comes in and helps that franchise. I think that's a piece they can build around. I think that's who they'll take. At 7, had the Wolves taking Frank Ntilikina or Ntilikina. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. I think it's Ntilikina. I imagine that N is silent. But he's an unknown. He's from another country, but they need point guard help. I think they're trying to get rid of Rubio. They're paying him like $14 million a year right now. I think you come get him and because they drafted Chris Dunn and he hasn't done what they thought he was going to do. So I think if you get him, maybe he develops all right, and you can look to trade Rubio like they have in the past. At 8, okay, this is where it gets kind of weird because for some reason Phil Jackson's trying to trade Porzingis. It's either that Porzingis is too far gone and they don't have a choice, or Phil Jackson's trying to get fired, or he gets to keep his money and walk away. I don't know. It's kind of goofy, but there's rumors that they're trying to get into the top 4, and the only thing that makes sense is if the Suns send them Booker and the 4th pick, which I don't know why the Suns would do that. So I think they'll stick at 8. I don't think Porzingis will get traded today, and I think they'll take Malik Monk. I think he's the best player on the board, and that's where you got to go. If you're in Nick, but who knows? I mean, Frank Ntilikina could be there, and the Knicks could take him, which is what I've seen a lot. So we'll see. At 9, is that right? Yeah, 9. I have the Mavs taking. Oh, and at the Knicks also, if they trade Porzingis, I have them taking. If they trade Porzingis and just keep the 8th pick, I could see Markkanen just because he fits that mold. He's not as big as Porzingis, but he fits that mold. So, at 9, if he does, they don't take Markkanen. I have the Mavs taking Markkanen because because he's got that Nowitzki, thing going on. So he's a big, tall, white guy. So I mean, it makes sense. He can shoot the three a little bit. He's kind of in that mold, so it makes sense. At 10, I have the Kings. This is where I kind of have them reaching a little bit, just because they can't really take a big, and I don't really think they're going to take Kennard here because they don't really need a shooting guard. I think they go OG and Anunoby or Anunoby. I don't really know how you say that, but he's a small forward. I think he comes in and helps defensively right away. I just don't see him going with one of the shooting guards or the big guys. So I think OG goes at 10. At 11, I have the Hornets taking Luke Kennard. They need a shooter. They need a shooting guard. They have Batum. They have Howard now. They traded Bellinelli. They still have Kemba, so they're looking for a 2. So I think they go Luke Kennard. He can stretch the floor a little bit. I think that's a good pickup. Actually, they may squeak into the playoffs if they got Dwight Howard and Luke Kennard, shoots the ball well with Kemba and Batum. I think that may be a playoff team. At 7 or 8, 6 seed maybe. At 12, I have the Pistons taking Donovan Mitchell. I don't know what they're going to do with KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think he's going to be a restricted free agent, so we'll see if they can get Donovan Mitchell, and then maybe they don't need to pay KCP whatever they're going to have to pay him, which is probably going to be quite a bit of money, I would imagine. Unless they, no one signs him, which that doesn't even make sense because he's a pretty good player. I had the Nuggets taking John Collins at power forward. I think he's a pretty good player. I think he'll slide in at the power forward spot. The Heat, the last pick of the lottery, haven't taken Zach Collins. He is a center, but they have been wanting another big from what I've read, and he can play some power forward. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to be a good player. I really liked watching him last year. So I think that's another, because it's a stretch to take any of those other guards at this position, which I didn't. I don't have Dennis Smith Jr. going in this top 15 or in this top 14. I could see maybe if the Pistons want to do something with Reggie Jackson, taking Dennis Smith Jr. I can see maybe if the Heat want to get rid of Dragic, going with Dennis Smith Jr. But the Pistons have a point guard, the Heat have a point guard, the Nuggets have a young point guard, the Hornets have a point guard, the Kings I have taken Fox, the Mavs maybe, but that's a stretch I think to take Dennis Smith there because he's kind of dropped lately. So I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Where there's obviously going to be some trades somewhere. Someone's going to trade. I hope the Lakers trade for Paul George, but there's obviously going to be some trades. So this is with obviously out any trades because you can never predict trades in the NBA. It's just unpredictable. So we go down to 27-28, and I got 6 names here that I would hope could fall. There's a couple that I hope could fall and that I think maybe there. I would love to see Terrence Ferguson at 6'7", the guy that played in Australia, fall to 27 or 28. I really like Terrence Ferguson's game. He's a good athlete. I'd like to see him fall to the Lakers. They needed to. Josh Hart's another one. I think he'll be there. I don't know if that's who they'll take. I think he'll be there, though. DJ Wilson's another good power forward. Bam Adebayo is another one. I don't know if he falls that far. Jordan Bell from Oregon. I really like him defensively. He's a really good defensive player. I like him. And then TJ Leaf. I don't think he falls that far. But if he somehow falls that far, that would be exciting. I really like TJ Leaf too. And then there was someone else, actually, that I didn't write down. The center from Ike, forget his name. The center from UCLA is another guy that I really like. Ike Edobogu or something like that. He's pretty good too. So, and I could see him being in there. So now I'm curious to see how because I did a little I didn't do, I spent an hour looking at research on this and seeing where I think everyone's going to go, barring any trades. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to watch tomorrow. This is my favorite time of the year. Watching the NBA draft, the trades. It's been exciting already. I mean, Dwight Howard getting moved 5 minutes after he tweets. What do you think moves are going to happen? It's just an exciting time of the year. I love it so much. I know a lot of you guys love it. So I just wanted to kind of, talk about that a little bit. And then tomorrow, or the next day. I'm trying to get a video up every other day. I'd like to get every day. That's almost impossible for me, but every other day at least. So keep watching my videos, guys. Like, subscribe. I mean, if someone on YouTube that I don't know, or someone even if I do know, comment. Tell me something you want me to do. I'll do any. I mean, I don't care. I usually just talk about my favorite teams. I need to quit doing that because it's not as interesting. I need to talk about my favorite teams plus everyone else's favorite teams because people aren't only Lakers fans are gonna watch me. Only OU fans are gonna watch me. Only Yankees fans are gonna watch me. I mean, only Cowboys fans are gonna watch me. So I'm trying to branch out a little bit more and do a little bit of everything. So be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Comment. Tell me things you want me to discuss or talk about or do or. I'm gonna keep this channel active. That's my main thing is just keeping it active again, getting it going again, and going from there. But guys, until next time, thanks for watching Sports Talk with Britt.